Previously...
Oh my God, look at this!
Pauline embarked on her power trip.
Which housemate would you like to punish?
Matthew.
Your punishment is to be completely excluded.
Helen.
Killer nomination. Whichever housemate you choose will face eviction each and every week.
Oh my giddy aunt.
Battle lines were drawn.
You want to just piss people off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I can be horrible. I can be a very horrible person.
Bring it on. I'm more than happy to play this game.
I can feel a storm coming.
Tonight...
Shit.
The housemates nominate for the first time.
I don't feel that comfortable around there.
You're always cutting me out.
Snooty. Kind of rude when you ignore someone.
I think we're going to drive each other up the wall.
He just thinks he's better than everyone and he's not.
The house is fractured with division.
I don't like that there are little cliques for me. It's exhausting.
Absolute bullshit.
Get a life, man.
I think she's a bit thick, though, don't you think?
Oh, really?
She looks a bit thick.
I know what bullies are like. I don't like her.
You shouldn't even get upset about it, sweetheart. You shouldn't. I think she'll just end up flipping out.
Shit is gonna get real here.
And one housemate's fate is sealed.
Please reveal the name of the housemate you wish to use your killer nomination on.
It's...
Day 4, 9:26 a.m. After a heavy night, some of the housemates are waking up with sore heads.
I think in my head I was like, I'm getting wrecked.
Until you're actually here, you don't actually know how hard it is.
I'm really surprised.
Completely cut yourself off of every day. We don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, London Bridge could be falling down. You really don't know, do you?
And take your hand out your dick, man. You're not at home now. Look where he's got his hand.
Oh, yeah, look at where his hand is. Get your hand off your dick.
Yeah, hand out.
Today, after 4 days in the Big Brother house, housemates will nominate for the first time. Unbeknown to the rest of the house, Pauline won't be taking part. 48 hours ago, she was told that as the power housemate, she would have one single killer nomination. Whoever she chooses will face eviction every week they remain in the Big Brother house.
My tapes. Oh, that's the screen. The screen.
Today.
Shit.
Where's the screen?
Housemates nominations will begin shortly.
Oh my God, what do you feel about that?
I don't know yet. We will find out, my love.
Shit.
Oh my God.
I reckon it's a lie. I reckon they're not going to...
You serious already?
All they're going to reveal... I literally, my heart just went...
Yeah, man, still doing it.
I shut myself in there, man.
I feel like I need to use the toilet.
That was like the most horrible noise you can hear. That's like in a scary film, that's what that is.
(11:20 a.m. Danielle is talking about her ex-boyfriend, former housemate Dexter Cole.
I dated the boy that was in it last year.
No, who?
Dexter. You dated Dexter? Yeah. He broke down in a restaurant one time and it was really, like... Do you think he's in love with you? I think he was, definitely, yeah. He was very genuine, he was very close. No. He called me when he came out last year.
What?
But he'll tell a story on me when he's in here.
He'll tell a story on you?
Because I told a story on him, so...
But, like, would you consider him a friend? Like, did you feel bad doing that? Or were you...
No,
in a way,
did permission to do it.
Oh,
so he's like, if they want to tell a story,
oh, yeah,
then you can...
Yeah, swear to God. And he was like, when he came out, he's like, absolutely fine. I told you to do it, so it's no bother, no hard feelings at all.
Mark is using his sixth sense.
Feeling all the psychic feelings today.
Oh, yeah?
You know, all the energies, because I think people...
You know, I can't even run you back that, you know, because at the end of the day, I know that people can feel things.
Yeah, I can really read people.
What do you read about me? Tell me.
You are what you say on the tin, really, aren't you? And more to the point, you don't keep your cards very close to your chest, but I absolutely love that. There's nothing worse than a smiling assassin, do you know what I mean?
Stephen, Jarlaire, Matthew and Marlon are talking about their tempers.
I've still got a terrible temper, but...
I still if you got an argument with you, you'd be really... really aggressive and loud.
Who, me?
No, Steve.
Really? Do you think I'll be aggressive and loud?
I'm not aggressive at all.
I reckon you can probably get quite loud. I can imagine you hit the roof.
Yeah,
I bet you defend yourself well.
Yeah, I do.
I bet you rip
used
people
to
to pieces.
I think all it needed was the salt and maybe
This
some black
is
pepper.
Big Brother. Will Danielle come to the diary room?
I was just on my way to get some water.
As Pauline is the power housemate and Helen has been given a pass to the final, both are unable to be nominated. The first housemate to nominate is Danielle.
Danielle, could you give the name of your first nomination?
My first nomination is for Matthew. I just think he's got a game plan. I just think he's a bit sneaky. He makes me a bit paranoid because he always digesting things and speculating, and that makes me think, is he speculating about me? I find him quite argumentative. You know, when you say black, he says white. He just thinks he's better than everyone, and he's not. Fair enough if he is, but he's not. So there's no reason to behave like that. I think he's just very false, and I don't like it. My second nomination is Stephen. Yeah, he's kind of like a bit of a lad's lad, and I don't really like boys like that. But you know, Winston's like that, but he actually makes effort with me, and that's the difference. You know, on the first night, I think he was quite crude, and I thought that was quite disrespectful. The whole thing about that Dr. Vagina thing, I don't get it. What is that about? I mean, he's meant to be a grown man, and it actually, you know, is quite revolting. If he wants to sit and talk about, you know, the women's reproductive system.
Danielle, you're now free to leave the diary room.
Thank you very much.
Jarlaire's feeling excluded.
Obviously, I've noticed little digs and stuff, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna... I think when you start kind of backing away from it, that's when it's potentially a divide, and I don't want that to happen.
Then you become a victim as well.
Huh?
Then you become a victim, even if it's self-imposed, you know.
Well, I'm not going to do that, so...
Good.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person.
My first nomination is Daniela. She quite early on made a point about feeling uncomfortable in certain situations or conversations, and I think quickly people felt slightly guilt-tripped by the fact that she had claimed to feel ostracised, but in reality we couldn't really help her because she wasn't vocalising what it was that made her feel that way. So I think subconsciously did cause a divide in that house quite early, particularly amongst the new and the old housemates. I think people were very, very aware of it now. My second nomination is going to be Jarlaire. I think that's her name. I've heard from some of the other girls that she rolled her eyes at Pauline on the first night. She's kind of been one of the only housemates maybe to walk in and have hidden negative feelings about some of the others. I do feel that maybe she is one that could blow up soon.
My first nomination is Marlon. When we're in like a group setting and everyone has a chance to talk, but I feel like with me he's always cutting me up, and he had his hands down his pants this morning. That's so disgusting. If there is one thing I hate, is when people put their hands down their like men put their hands down their pants. It's so unsanitary. It's disgusting, and it's no offence to him, but it's just nasty. My second nomination is Christopher. There was a situation yesterday where Pauline had to choose who she would take to lunch. He was just very quick to kind of vocalise an opinion, which was, you know, Mark has £5,000, Helen's in the final, you know, why would she keep rewarding them? And I just kind of felt like, well, why are you kind of having a moan to us? Would you actually say that to Pauline? No, I don't think you would, and I don't actually think he has. And I just kind of didn't like that. He does have the potential to be quite a flip-flopper, and I don't really like
Coming up, nominations get bitch here.
I think we're going to drive each other up the wall in this house.
It's always kind of rude when you ignore someone.
It's like, hang on a minute, love. Don't you be just looking out for number one.
And temperatures rise in the kitchen.
Girl, ease up on the chicken, man. There's other people got to eat chicken. Jesus Christ.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anyone else want vegetables?
12:16 p.m. Today, the housemates are nominating for the first time.
I think you see the nominations really prove what type of person you are. Like how you go up in that diary room in private and describe somebody that you want out of the house.
But you know what?
Describes a lot about you.
I know, but the thing is, you just need to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying you don't have to do it. I'm just saying, like, it's just like somebody could go up there and go, oh, it's just we're not really connecting. We're like because of this, and then you give an example. Then somebody will go up there and go, oh, she's a bitch and blah blah blah, and you can't stand her. She does this. Yeah. Do you mean it actually says more about you?
Definitely.
Just how you interpret someone's.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Christopher is the fourth housemate to nominate.
Hi, big brother.
Hello, Christopher. Could you give the name of your first nomination?
Okay. My first nomination is Danielle. I feel as though she's holding back in a way which is compromising herself. I feel she's extremely strong and I want to hear her views. I want to hear her fight for her beliefs. Instead, she's sitting on the edge of the group. She's afraid, I think, to get involved. She feels alienated and disconnected from everybody else. I just wish she'd get involved more with us as a group. My second nomination is Matthew. I think we're going to drive each other up the wall in this house with our paranoia, with our speculation, with our endless discussion of other housemates and what's going to be next. But I'm worried that he's categorised us and simplified us too much. You're the angry one, you're the feisty one, you're the smart one, you're the intelligent one. And he's trying to work out his place in the house and perhaps how he can dominate the other housemates to get as far as he can in the game.
My first nomination will be, is it Shayla? I just got the impression she was a bit jealous of how everybody loves Pauline, and as she was walking into the bedroom and she rolled her eyes at Pauline, and I don't understand why. I can't be arsed with people kind of rolling their eyes at someone that just doesn't deserve it. Unless Pauline had done something privately that no one else saw. I don't get why rolling her eyes at her was needed.
Helen, could you give the name of your second nomination?
Fuck. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Ashley. I don't think I've got much in common with her, and she's just very reserved, and I personally like other people who have a lot more to say. I think she's going to be the type of housemate that's going to just ostracise herself from everybody, and I think she's done that very, very quickly.
My first nomination is Tamara. When you're trying to have a conversation with her, it doesn't really go very deep. She can ignore you, so it just creates like a really awkward relationship between her and I. It's always kind of rude when you ignore someone and they're talking right at you. She's not a very approachable person, especially if your personality isn't like really extroverted and you're a little bit of an introvert. And yeah, it could come across really, really rude. My second nomination is Ash because of his arrogant mindset when you're trying to have a conversation with him. He feels like his opinion is right and that there's no room for error, like it's always going to be that way. So with me, I really do like to kind of feel things out in a discussion, and it was really impossible to do that with him, and I find that really frustrating. I wouldn't want to live with someone like that.
So far, Danielle, Jarlath and Matthew each have 2 nominations. Ashley, Christopher, Marlon, Stephen, Tamara and Ash each have 1 nomination. 1:52 p.m. Pauline has been cooking chicken soup for her fellow housemates. It's Jarlath's turn to help herself to a bowl.
Watch that leak.
Girl, ease up on the chicken, man. There's other people got to eat chicken. Jesus Christ.
No worries.
That's practically all of it.
Not really. I've just seen other people with the same amount, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anyone else want vegetable?
I'm not being funny though, Pauline's only joking. She goes, I'll tell all the chicken, God, you nearly got all of it. Well, I haven't compared to what some people have got. Fuck off. She was only joking. Do you know what I mean?
It's like she's just fucking made this for you.
Yeah. Just got told off for taking too much food, apparently, so that's nice. Apparently I've had more than anyone else.
Yeah, I've got more than you.
Don't worry. Fuck it. You're big growing lads. You need your food.
For now? I haven't eaten 18 hours.
I know. I thought you were saying. Like you said, my stomach's eating my stomach at the moment, to be quite honest with you.
Marlon is next to nominate.
Our first nomination is Toya, because I don't feel as if she is interested in my background and how I've come to be where I am at today, where I feel as I have asked her questions. I mean, I know a lot about Toya right now, and if you ask Toya what does she know about me, she'll say nothing. And if she was to ask me what I know about Toya, I'll tell you a lot.
Marlon, now give the name of your second nomination.
My second nomination is Mark. He didn't have his suitcase and none of his laundry and none of his stuff. I mean, no one else has none of their stuff, and he's quite demanding in things. If he doesn't have his things, it will kick off. And I'm not prepared to live in a house with someone that's just going to kick off every minute just because they haven't got their own way.
If you like someone, you get on really well with them, you start to copy features of the way they speak. It's called linguistic something, and I can't remember the end bit of it. But similarly, if you dislike someone and you're talking with them, and you'll notice this in an argument, you will start to sound more Bolton or more Scouse because you dislike them. So you want to reinforce your... You want to reinforce your identity.
You know,
to
when
them.
someone's
This
got
is
an
who I
accent.
am and how dare you.
Chris,
Yeah.
do you find that you go more Irish when you're pissed?
Yeah, 100%.
How weird is that?
And when I'm angry, I go
don't know what
so
it
much
is.
more Scouse.
You can't go much more Scouse.
Oh.
You know? Where do you go?
Honest to God, it goes...
Did you cheat on your girlfriend?
No.
No?
No, I never did, no.
Never? Do you cheat?
No.
Really?
Not if I'm with someone.
Really?
Yeah. Because what's the point? What's the point of being with someone? I've only actually been out with one person anyway.
Yeah, true. How many people have you slept with?
I don't really know.
No.
Not loads really, because I was obviously in a relationship for a long time. Do you know what I mean? 7
Yeah.
years, so it's not like I've quite a few lads to slept with a lot. Do you know what I mean? Compared to them. What about you?
I don't know.
This is Big Brother. Will Chris come to the diary room?
100, 200,
No!
300.
Oh my God, no! I know, I probably... Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I'm all talk.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Right.
All talk, no
No action.
no action.
Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Could you give the name of your first nomination?
The name of my first nomination is Tamara. I feel that she is living slightly in her own head and under the wing or protection of other people in her circle, and not perhaps engaging and making the effort with many of the other people in the house. I think she's quite happy to sunbathe and not really commit to new friendships and just stick with the one she's got already. With a really heavy heart, my second nomination is Winston. I think he's genuinely one of the nicest, sweetest people in the house, but I think he's extremely aware of the cameras. He is constantly checking the mirrors. So he's talking to you, but he's not really talking to you. I think he's too self-conscious, and it makes conversation a little bit stilted.
Thank you, Chris. You may now leave and return to the house.
Thank you.
I thought I'd have no problem doing it.
Same.
Yeah, but no one anticipated that, you know, everyone was going to get on so well, did they? I certainly didn't, that was for sure. You know, I didn't think I'd come in here and make the bombs that I
thought
have.
there'd at least be one person that, like, everyone kind of doesn't like. So
There is.
everyone would just... I hope that's not me.
Yeah, well, there is.
It is you, fuck off.
But I don't like that there are no cleats for me, it's a shame.
I don't like it either, but at the same time, it's just personality-wise, like...
Yeah, it makes sense.
I find it harder to communicate with some people.
Yeah, I do.
Just because of my personality, and not everyone is open to that, like...
Like the amount of times that I've tried to cross, you know, I've gone over and sat down, it's like, I'm not welcome here.
You feel that way?
A little bit. Only when they're in a pack, individually, everyone's absolutely fine.
Yeah, but it's when they're in packs.
Yeah. That's and I always wonder, do they do that because they're all each other's competition? Not because they're each other's friends?
Yeah.
Hello, Mark.
You alright?
Could you give the name of your first nomination?
My first nomination is going to be for Kimberly. She's a very intelligent girl, you know, she's very strong-minded, but I'm intelligent as well, I'm strong-minded, and I don't feel that comfortable around her. And I think sometimes she can be a little bit dismissive, especially when me and other people that I'm maybe close to, when you say comments that people might deem a little bit dozy, or a little bit of a silly question. She just kind of rolls her eyes at it. I've noticed it a few times. I noticed it today in the kitchen. And it makes me feel a little bit like, oh God, have I said something stupid? And I don't want to feel like I'm on my toes all the time.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination?
Well, actually, I can't actually give the name because I can't pronounce her name. Could you please tell me the name of the housemate with brown hair that begins with a J? Please, I know it sounds so bad. And I'll say it wrong. Gillette?
Mark, the female housemates are Danielle, Tamara, Kimberly, Pauline, Helen, Ashley, Jarlath and Toya. You cannot nominate either Pauline or Helen.
My second nomination is for Jarlath. And she kind of got right at the front of like the queue and we were doing the food, and Pauline, who, you know, I'm very close to, went to her, oh, don't take too much chicken, you've got almost all of it there. And, you know, human instinct would be, oh God, I've took too much, I put them back. She kind of just said, I'm not bothered, people have took more, I'm not bothered, I'm having this. And just walked away, and it's like, hang on a minute, love, don't you be just looking out for number one. You want to be in here 5 minutes, do you know what I mean? All of us want a whole bowl of chicken.
My first nomination is Jarlath. Today at lunch, she just took loads of chicken, and it just sort of came across as greed, and then she was just a bit rude, and I didn't like that. I don't like rudeness. My second nomination is Kimberly. I was just making a joke about where chickpeas come from, and I asked whether they grew on a bush, and she rolled her eyes, which I find a little bit snooty, and I don't like it.
So far, Jarlath has 4 nominations. Danielle, Kimberly, Matthew and Tamara have 2 nominations each. With Pauline and Helen exempt, Chris is the only housemate with no nominations. Coming up, Pauline closes in on her killer nomination.
For my major nomination, I already know is I'm sorted. I've got no qualms whatsoever.
And first impressions count.
I think she's probably got a temper. She's probably...
I think she's a bit thick, though, don't you think?
Oh, really?
She looks a bit thick.
(3:23 p.m). In the kitchen, the size of Jarlath's lunch is a hot topic.
Were you not there earlier? When Sheila took too much chicken?
It's rude. If that were me, I'd have put some back.
Yeah, I would have been, oh, sorry.
I know. That's her way of saying,
Put a bit
don't
back
do
there,
that,
yeah.
or whatever. So, but she didn't take it that way, so I know I think she'll end up having to say
What
more.
did she say? She went, oh, well, not really. I've seen how much other people have had, so I'm having this.
Yeah, and then just walked off, and it was
like
so
that.
awkward. We all stand there like...
That probably wasn't the best day to be like that on.
Later tonight, power housemate Pauline will use her killer nomination and choose which housemate will face eviction every week they remain in the house.
Hello, Pauline.
Hello, big brother.
How are you finding your power trip so far?
Brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, for my major nomination, I already know is I'm sorted. I've got no qualms whatsoever.
Jarlath and Toya are talking about Pauline.
I know what bullies are like, so...
Really, babe?
Honey, I'm telling you now, because Ashley was like, you okay? I was like, I'm cool.
Be careful, I don't... Be careful, be careful. Don't say it in front of Mum. Don't say it in front of Mum.
Why?
I don't know. My spirit just... I don't know.
Come and tell me.
I think in the beginning I wasn't really too sure of her. I'm alright with her, but to take her to the side and just say to her, is everything alright?
Well, I've tried to do that, but she's kind of dismissed it as, oh, I'm going to give you a chance, but it kind of feels like that she hasn't. But I'm going to discuss it upstairs and see how it, you know, feels, and then.
I mean, I'll be honest and I'll say it to her face. Like, in the beginning, I wasn't too sure of her, but I'm all right. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I respect the fact that she does go out of her way and stuff like that. But, you know, no one here should dictate anything to anyone. We're all bloody grown adults. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, she's got a point. You can't just sit and fucking eat all the food. I 100% agree with that. But anyway, it's not a big fucking deal. It's just like
it's probably just magnified as well because we're in here and.
It's cool. I just want to stay out of the kitchen because I don't like. If she's
is that why you said?
Yeah. This is why I don't really want to go in there and help because I don't really want to be like fucking rapid fire.
5:30 p.m. Marlon, Jarlath and Chris are getting creative with sun cream.
Right,
That's looking good.
Right, go. Actually, hang on. Whoa.
What is this anyway?
Housemates have been nominating for the past 6 hours and 10 minutes. Winston is next to nominate.
Hello, Winston. Could you give the name of your first nomination?
So my first nomination is Marlon. I feel slightly awkward sometimes around him. I'm a good reader of character, so I just think he might not be all that he is being, if you know what I mean. I think he might be just slightly overly doing it, overly nice sometimes. Do you know what I mean? But I can sort of see slightly through that, which means that I think he could potentially be a bit fake.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination?
Okay. Danielle, because she just seems a bit like miserable sometimes, and like when she first got in, she sort of didn't sort of get in with the group, and she sort of moped about and stuff. Whereas, you know, that's not always my ideal type of person. But then I have spoke to her, and we've got, you know, I've had a good conversation and stuff with her. But I just feel like she is a little bit like prim and proper. Like she's not up for sort of letting her hair down, and she hasn't done yet. So that's the reason.
My first nomination is Danielle. I don't really speak to her that much. I mean, I try to make conversation with her, but I mean, we talk a little bit, but it's just when you're put into a house like this, and obviously we don't know each other, I think it's like key to go up and start conversations with people and see how you get on. It's like she hasn't put the effort in to make friends.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination?
Ashley. Both nights that I've been here, everybody's been like in the garden, like having a drink, and she just seems to just go. She doesn't have a drink. She goes to bed early, and then like she's trying to get to sleep. We're all messing about in the bedroom. You can just feel that. Like certain people are just like pissed off, and like obviously we're here to have fun. You know what I mean? Not come here just to go to bed.
I'm still struggling out there, like, and I feel like it's high school, and I'm like,
do you know what? I felt like that. I felt it was like that high school demeanour thing. But
like
that ignorance,
we should start a
and that
gang.
rudeness, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I can't believe how you use. Like, I feel like you have come in with us. Like, that's what me and Marlon were saying.
I'm just so glad you came in. Cause I mean,
I feel like
Kimberly's better at interacting than me. Yeah. But apart from Kimberly, I was like, I want to go. And then when you came in, I was like, God, man. You know what I mean? I was like, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Do you not like Jarlath then? So I'm just asking you straight up.
Yeah, no, of course. I just don't like the way that she spoke today.
I don't think she's a bad guy. I think she would be a bloody like, I think if you're going to argue with her, like, you know, she could rip people to pieces. I think she's probably got a temper. She's probably,
I think she's a bit thick, though, don't you think?
Oh, really?
She looks a bit thick.
Hello, Jarlath.
Hello.
Could you give the name of your first nomination?
Okay, my first nomination is Stephen. I don't know how comfortable I feel around this individual. I might be reading it wrong, but I'm not convinced. Like, there's more to this person, and because I'm being battered away with a lot of things I'm saying, the kind of impression I'm getting is that they're not being real with me. That's the impression I'm getting. My second nomination is Tamara. The only time I've actually been able to speak to Tamara was actually yesterday evening when her friends went off to a party and she was the only girl that didn't go. I don't need to be around people like that because I want people that I feel I've got things in common with, that I can have a laugh with, and not someone that will just kind of come up to me when they've got no one else to talk to.
My first nomination is Tamara. I just feel like she doesn't really care, like what I'm doing or how I am at all. Like, the only effort really she's made with me was as soon as we found out that nominations were coming up, and then Tamara all of a sudden started asking, like showing this serious interest, and then like 2 minutes later after that conversation then I said something and she literally was like this whilst I was speaking, and it was all... So like I don't really have time for that at all. My second nomination is probably Winston. I haven't I have found it quite hard to talk to Winston about anything. Like, sometimes I just don't know what he really was talking about. Like, today he started talking about nuts and bread and I was just going, I think it was supposed to be funny, but I just didn't get it, so I just thought it was a bit weird.
My first nomination is Jarley. We had a little conversation in the garden and she was saying sort of like, you know, don't piss me off. Like, if I'm pissed off, I sort of like, I'll do this and I'll do that. And yeah, I got the idea that that if she's crossed, that she doesn't quite react very well to it. And I know we all don't, but generally in normal life, you know, if people say, you know, something like that, it would put me sort of on guard a little bit. Okay, my second nomination is going to be Chris. He mentioned in his VT that he was going to piss in the kitchen or in the kitchen sink, and that he's going to sit in the corner and call everyone bastards and be mean. He has not shown any reflection of that to me. He's been nothing but pleasant. However, we've all said things in our VTs, but he's actually specifically said he's going to come in and call everyone bastards, which concerns me. It has been mentioned, so I thought that maybe, you know, he would have come out and said, you know, that was a joke or something like that. You know, it was only winding you up. I know everyone hypes it all up and stuff like that, but, you know, that's just my personal opinion.
Jarley has the most nominations with 5. Danielle and Tamara each have 4. All 3 housemates will face this week's public vote. Power housemate Pauline will deliver her killer nomination later. (8 p.m) Jarley, Ashley and Christopher are in the living area.
And I feel like I'm being knocked back a few times.
Yeah, by certain people in the house.
Certain people that are knocking back.
They've just tried.
You have to be really strong as a character.
Are you serious?
It's exhausting. Some of the conversations in the group, I have to leave. And part of the reason I have to leave is because I'm talked over constantly.
I find that maybe I would say something and then I wouldn't be here. I would say, oh, maybe we wasn't really here because there is a lot of shouting. So I would say again, I know people have heard me. I hate saying this because there's a lot of people I get on with on here, because I just realised that the group that we would always be and who you would always see together, like Danielle and Marlon be here, that we're nearly there's 7, that's nearly half of the house, and it doesn't feel like that. I feel like our group's so much smaller. Yeah. And then you would come as well. You're friends with everybody.
Some of the other housemates are speculating about the house dynamics.
All because we bonded on that first night. Yeah. The second those 10 people were here, everybody, in my opinion, bonded.
Yeah, they did.
And then after that, the dynamics changed.
Everyone just clubbed together, didn't they? No one even divided.
And we all sat here in the day. And
we literally sat in a circle of 10, wasn't we?
And just laughed all day long.
Apart from me up in the box.
Oh, no,
but even that, when you came down, there was no awkwardness, there was no bad feeling.
No, I mean the second day when we were all sat out, it was just...
Well, it was. No, because I was with Danielle. That was the reason for the house divide.
Yeah.
Because Danielle felt uncomfortable, branched on to some of the newbies.
A lot. I'm actually really for it.
I know, but I know. But what I feel is that she distanced herself, everyone at the beginning, latched onto the newbies, distanced them from everyone with her, and now she feels a bit more comfortable around Tamara and the rest of you, but the newbies, actually, they don't feel comfortable around everyone because of how she's made them isolate themselves. You're laughing at me like you have no idea. I feel a lot of logic to my point.
But if she were out of the comfort zone, that would have got uncomfortable for everybody
Just think
else.
if Danielle wasn't here, Ashley would probably be more integrated within the group.
Yeah, but Ashley's quite close with Kimberly, and also...
Yeah, but they're close because they're both close to Danielle.
Charlene, they all seem to be quite close.
No, because they're both... Kimberly and Ashley are close because they're both close with Danielle, essentially. Because Kim kind of empathised with her on the second day, and then Danielle grabbed onto Ashley, and then they brought this... And then Charlene, I just think, because not many people unfortunately like her, I think she just made the effort for people that will make effort back. What?
I don't like her.
I know you don't like her.
10:13 p.m. Toya is taking a moment.
Still on the fence. Just don't know what my spirit is telling me. Don't know about you.
Chris and Danielle are in the bedroom reflecting on their day in the house.
I suppose it's been quite a stressful day, hasn't it?
Horribly. I think for everyone, some people deal with that differently to others. But I'm just constantly surprised at how stressed I am getting.
Oh, tell me about it. It is stressful though. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone like me doing this because I've found it it's like, oh my God, I think this show's more designed for people that just like are so ultra laid back. Like I've found it difficult. I found it easier though. I've found it easier. But it has
found
been...
it easier, as it goes?
Yeah.
Because, you're right. To be honest, if I knew what it was like, there's no way I would have done this.
No, definitely not.
In the garden, Matthew is asking Jarlae about being misunderstood.
Do you feel like you've been misunderstood in the house?
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know whether or not it's based on me or the persons that are doing it.
Have you made judgments? You're not judgmental, are you? Are you the kind of person that knows if you get on with someone straight away?
No, I will always... if I feel like I'm getting blocked by people, I will try until... I will give them the benefit until a certain point. I do feel like quite a few people have kind of distanced themselves or don't kind of give me the chance since coming second day.
Yeah, I feel that people got a disadvantage coming in second. Yeah.
I mean, not with everyone, because I was just saying earlier, Christopher, you, who else? Mark. You've got Winston. He's been really lovely. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, to be honest with you, I get a lot of people that will judge me and either kind of I've quite a few people that are either scared of me or when they first meet me or feel like I'm really not a nice person or something like that. And that's cool. Like, I can't change people's opinions, but at the same time, let's interact and see what it's all about, and then we can decide for ourselves then, rather than just split second. But then people are like that. I'll give it a go, but if I'm getting blocks everywhere, then I'll eventually, unfortunately, we'll probably give up, but yeah.
I guess we've only been here for a couple of days. We've still got a lot more.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully things will turn around and change.
Coming up, the talk gets dirty.
Are you anal, man? Do you watch anal sex?
A little bit.
And Danielle kicks off.
Get a life, man. Honest, saying that on national TV. Twat. (11:15 p.m) Some of the housemates are discussing their pornography preferences.
I like gangbanging.
No,
I like one-on-one.
Just keep it one-on-one.
I don't even like threesomes when
I
there's two birds. There's too much going on.
Yeah,
too much going on. You can't focus.
I don't like
You can't
lesbian shit
focus.
either with the dildos. That don't turn me on.
No, that don't turn me on.
I watch lesbian porn, that's all I watch.
Really?
What porn do you watch then? What porn do you watch then?
Bonnie Rotten.
Body rotten?
Yeah. Dirty bitch.
Are you an anal man?
That was so serious. So you're an anal man?
Are you an anal man? Do you watch anal sex?
Yeah, a little bit.
I like that.
I do.
I like that.
Special occasion.
Like that.
He's Dr. Anal.
Dr. Anal.
I'm doing two things here. I'm biting my tongue.
I know, oh, it's fucking disgusting all that, man. I just don't like that. No, I just don't like it. Oh, they're just talking about fucking dicks and sex and all that stuff. It really pisses me off, honestly.
In the bathroom, Toya is concerned about spots.
You can't even see it, Toya, honest to God.
So why are you looking at it then?
Do you want some... Do you want to put some jizz paste on it?
Yes, please. This is so unattractive.
Jizz paste, that just kills me, that does that name.
It's actually so unattractive.
Helen won't mind if you use some of her jizz paste.
Whose is it?
Helen's jizz paste.
Oh no, she said I should use some jizz paste. So
Yeah.
this is her one.
This is the jizz paste. That'll get rid of that.
Well, just sting repellent isn't going to be any good, is it?
This is so unattractive.
This is national TV.
I came in the house looking like a fucking Barbie.
You were, honest to God,
Yeah.
but you're still gorgeous anyway.
That's
no, look. You're still gorgeous.
No, but your natural beauty's beautiful,
You're
man.
still
so don't worry
gorgeous.
about-
Even though you haven't had a wash, you washed your face.
Your head wrap, you know.
What do you want, Bab?
Your jizz paste, your dressing gown. Do you want to borrow any of my stuff?
Aye, but the conversation outside about all this porn, I've never heard so much rubbish in my entire life. I know some of the laddiest lads
with that. Like, they just feel comfortable talking about sex. Like,
yeah,
because
but,
it's
but
a
not
common
everyone
ground.
wants to talk about that though.
They need to respect that.
I find it weird. Conversations really turn around to that a lot.
It just doesn't even make any sense. I know some of the laddiest lads you can get, footballers, you name it, and they still wouldn't behave like that. To be perfectly honest, there's only so much of that I can take before I'm going to lose my
I hate
rag.
seeing you so pissed off
It
about
just
it, though.
annoys
What
me.
is going
It really
on?
annoys me. I don't want to hear any more about this, doctor, that, and talking
The sex
all
talks and
what is
stuff.
really
She's frustrated about the sex talks. Like, she feels like it's too crude.
Oh, you know, I'm actually really gifted down there. Get a life, man. Honest, saying that on national TV. Twat.
One 11 a.m. Pauline, Danielle, Ash and Marlon are in the pod. Pauline is giving Danielle some advice.
You've got to choose your battles, fight the wise ones. You don't fight the ones that mean nothing. You know, and I've had racial abuse, racial
Left,
whatever,
right, centre.
from day one. You can't get upset over everything. Fight the right battle. Politically fight it, if anything. You know, but you don't fight them common man on the street.
Makes
he
no
wants
sense.
to call you whatever he wants to call you. He'll call me a black bastard, fine, yeah, I'm black, but I was never at my parents' wedding. Done. And that's what a bastard is somebody that's been born out of wedlock. You shouldn't even get upset about it, sweetheart. You shouldn't. Never, never, never. You shouldn't get upset about it. That's just how life is. And as long as... touch me again. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that would have to suffer. Lord, look at you two, my babies. Never.
She's annoyed at someone for being brazen about sex and shit, but we don't know who.
Probably.
Everybody. This is what Big Brother is. It's a
I'm not bothered. Do you know what?
It's a clash of
Very
cultures.
annoyed. At night time, we're sat drinking. Every single male and female is talking about the same fucking subject.
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
I think the problem is there's not enough leeway there. I think she should still continue to sit there and not walk off because she's missing the point where she could get involved.
Stop walking off. What did she?
I think she should walk off.
No, I don't.
If you don't like it, fuck off.
Where's she going to walk off to?
I don't know, corner.
No,
You're
No,
missing
I
my
disagree. She shouldn't
point.
walk
You're
off.
missing my point. I
She
understand what
needs to stay.
Christmas is saying.
Because there are points in that conversation. We didn't sit there talking about sex for 4 hours solid.
Yeah,
there are points in
that's
that
true.
conversation where she could have joined in.
I'm not sticking my views down here, fucking necko.
No, listen. Is she going to storm off for 13 weeks every time she hears the word shag, fucking fanny, cock, or whatever?
In her world, she would never meet the kind of people she's had to meet.
She's a fucking glamour model.
Last night, Pauline was brought to the control room to reveal her killer nomination.
Pauline, have you made that decision? I have.
Whoever she nominates will face eviction every week they remain in the house.
Please reveal the name of the housemate you wish to use your killer nomination on.
Find out who she has chosen and who faces eviction when we go to the house for Big Brother's live surprise after the break. Plus, join Rylan at 11:30 tonight for Bit on the Side, where he'll be getting all the reaction to nominations and Pauline's big decision. He'll be joined by new Bots family member Louisa Zisman and the return of Jackie and Charlie Travers.